So welcome back to another video, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the last video. I'll link it in the cards above. And this video, as you will have guessed from the title, is just going through a bit of information, my thoughts about things. Basically, long story short, I didn't get my pro license from Holcomb, and this video is literally just discussing my opinions on that decision. And also just running through the facts. Now, this video by no means is intended to offend anyone, insult anyone, or slag anyone off, or anything like that. I am literally just going to be stating the facts and giving you guys my opinion and my interpretation of the decision that's been made. I was actually close to not doing this video. I was close to kind of just pretending everything was alright, and then I realised, I've got an obligation to you guys to actually be honest. That's what this channel is all about. It's about being transparent. It's about being honest, about showing you guys exactly what's going on. Regardless of whether I want to show it or not, I show it anyway because that's the truth. And I feel like you guys really appreciate that. And if I didn't show you guys the truth and I didn't give you guys my opinion on this situation, I'd be lying to you. And that's not what I want. Like I said, that's what this channel is all about. It's complete transparency. And so this is why I'm sitting down doing this video, talking about the pro license, the status of it, the fact that I didn't get it, and the fact that I believe that the criteria should have changed. And this is, again, like I said, this is my opinion. After watching this video, I'm sure you will have your own opinions on things. But yeah, this is just letting you guys know where I'm at. So Holcomb was a race that I could gain my pro license from. Unfortunately, I haven't got my pro license, even though I thought the result was good enough for the pro license, and I still do believe that it is. I am still in discussions with British Triathlon to try and appeal the decision. And hopefully over the next few days we can iron a few things out or not. I don't really know what the situation will be, but right now the situation is very much, I haven't got the license, I haven't met the criteria. Outlaw Holcomb is classed as a gateway event, similar to Nottingham earlier on in the year. Now, part of the gateway criteria to get the pro license is to get on the podium and be the first age grouper. So at Nottingham, Andrew Horsfall-Turner, very well deserved, got his pro license because he was second and he was the first age grouper. Now, gateway events normally don't have a pro field. When it comes to Ironman and challenge races that have specific pro fields and more prize money, therefore harder competition, they generally have the criteria of 4%. So to get your pro license, you have to finish within 4% of the overall winner. Now, this is where things are slightly complicated. And then, like I said, I'm just going to state the facts and then kind of talk about my opinions on this. Outlaw Holcomb was classed as a gateway event. So to get the pro license, you had to be the first age grouper and be on the podium. However, those rules were put in place before the PTO decided to support the race. And what happens when the PTO supports the race is that, one, there's a specific pro wave, and two, there's a lot more prize money, so it entices far better competition, a far harder race to get on the podium and to be the first age grouper. So, in essence, it's similar to an Ironman or a challenge race, really, in my opinion. And so at Holcomb, I got fourth and I was within 2.5% of Teagle. Now, I'm going to break down that result a little bit more as well. Teagle broke the record, Will Clark's record, by 7 minutes. I was only 5 minutes behind Teagle, meaning that I broke Will Clark's record by 2 minutes, in essence. So did 7 other people on the day. That's how competitive the field was. That's how much of a difference it makes, the PTO supporting the race and putting prize money in. Because, and I can pretty much guarantee this, but I can't fully guarantee it, I can pretty much guarantee, Teagle probably wouldn't have shown up if the PTO didn't support the race. Would Sam Wade have shown up? Maybe not. Would Kieran Linders have shown up? Maybe not. Would a load of the other pros have shown up? Probably not. The fact that the PTO supported the race made a huge difference. It completely changed the race. So the criteria that I'm being judged upon is no longer relevant to the race that I did, because I believe I should be gauged upon the criteria for Ironman and challenge races, because there was a specific pro field, and it wasn't like any old rubbish pros came along. There were some phenomenal pro athletes there. I came fourth. I beat majority of the pro field, but yet I'm still not deemed to be good enough for a pro license because I didn't get on the podium. Another thing that slightly complicates things and makes things frustrating again is that Outlaw X last year was considered a gateway event, but because there was limited racing last year, what they did, and Outlaw X was PTO supported as well, so it was PTO support, big prize money. There were some really good athletes that went there, stacked field. What British Triathlon did was change the criteria from the gateway criteria to the percentage criteria, and they extended the percentage from 4% to 6%. So to get your pro license, all you had to do was be within 6% of the overall winner. I say all, you still have to have a good race, but it makes it far easier to be within 6% than 4% or be on the podium and be the first age grouper. Now, I know an athlete who went pro from that Outlaw X event. I'm not going to name any names because I don't want people to think that I'm dobbing anyone in or I'm bad-mouthing anyone at all. That's not what this video is all about. But I do know an athlete went professional at Outlaw X from being within 6%. How is it, in my opinion, I'm just asking this question, how is it that Outlaw X, it was PTO supported and there was a big prize purse? How is it that that was changed from a gateway event criteria to the 6%, and you didn't have to be on the podium and didn't have to be the first age grouper? And then Outlaw Holcomb, it was PTO supported. It was still a stacked field. I mean, you can see the top 7 broke Will Clark's record. How is that not stacked? That's incredibly stacked. How is it that at Outlaw Holcomb a year later, the criteria changes and you have to go back to being the first age grouper and being on the podium? To me, it doesn't make sense. There's not consistency there. And you could argue that last year was limited racing, so there was, only a select chance of times for people to show up and race. So there was a massive stacked field. And yes, of course, that's right. I would argue similar for this year, although still you get more chance of racing this year. It was still very much a stacked field, and the input from the PTO completely changed the race. If the PTO didn't support the race, like I said, a lot of the pros probably wouldn't have shown up, and I can pretty much guarantee I would have been on the podium. Like, I can't say for certain that I would have been, but I pretty much guarantee with that performance I would have been on the podium if the PTO didn't support the race. Now, I get that the rules are the rules, and it's very black and white, very, very black and white, but I feel like there does need to be some sort of change with this, because it doesn't make sense for the last couple of races that I've done this year for me to beat majority of the pro field but not be deemed good enough to be a pro athlete. Just doesn't make sense to me. And I don't know about anyone else's opinion out there, but to me that just seems really strange that I've got to be better to be a pro athlete even though I'm already beating majority of the pro athletes out there. So those are the facts. Those are the things that keep going around in my head. Like I said, I'm still in contact with British Triathlon to try and talk this out and see if we can resolve this problem that I feel is a problem. So yeah, I'm hoping that they don't think that this video is me slagging them off at all. By no means am I doing that at all. I'm just voicing my opinion and letting you guys know where I'm at, because that's what, again, this channel is all about. Anyway, that's all I've got to say. I don't know if I've been too harsh. I'm going to have to watch this back through in the edit, because, again, like I said, I want to be as factual as possible without being aggressive or frustrated or anything like that. And I'm sure you can appreciate this is quite a frustrating situation, but responding to things with emotion never really gets you that far. So I'm trying to think things through as logically as possible and just kind of address this with the facts that I've got rather than the emotions that I'm feeling right now. I do, before I finish, just want to give a big shout out to Reese Barkley for giving me a shout out on his channel. Really appreciate it. He told me at the finish line of Holcomb that he really enjoys watching my videos, which is mad to think that someone like that watches my videos. So that's really cool. So cheers, mate. Really appreciate it. And I just want to say thanks so much to everyone for giving me messages over the last couple of days about this situation and Holcomb. Thanks so much for everyone who stopped me and said hi. And hopefully I see a lot of you very soon at racing. I hope your training's all going well. And if I don't see you at races, I will see you in the next video.